This is Olivia Bowler, and this is my video reflection for Essay 1. Number 1 says to discuss a part of the writing process that you found difficult. And for me, the hardest part of the writing process is always finding a place to start. Like, finding a spot where I just need to start writing. Because I have this perfectionist thing, and I want everything to be good, even the rough draft. Why did you struggle with it? So I guess another part that I struggled with was like the intro and conclusion, because I try to tie together all the ideas. Why did I struggle with it? Because I wasn't sure if I was getting all the ideas across and if I was actually answering the writing prompt or not. Could you have done something differently to make your struggle easier? I probably should have just started writing ideas down and then went back and made them all join together later instead of just sitting there with a blank page in front of me. Where were you while you were writing this section? Do you think that added to your struggle or helped you push through? I always write in here in my dorm, and I think it helps me because if I write somewhere else, I'm going to get distracted. Like, I'm going to people watch. And here I can, like, do my own thing, and I can take breaks, and I can listen to my music. How did this struggle make you feel? I don't like that I'm not good at writing, because I have never been very good at writing. And it's very aggravating because, like, you're writing. I speak the language. I don't know why I can't write very well in the language. And I always want the reader to be interested in reading. Like, you probably read hundreds of papers. And so I always want my work to stand out. And so it's a problem for me when I lack in English and it doesn't stand out. What can you take away from this experience? I'm going to start doing better on my rough drafts. Like, I'm going to just write out all the ideas that I have, and then I'm going to slowly start making it into a paper, and hopefully a good one. Discuss a specific moment in your paper where you make a point. This can be an opinion you share, an analysis of a quote. Okay, so you actually pointed out a really good thing that I wrote in my essay, and it was talking... So it is in my third paragraph, and it's when I'm talking about big D discourse and little d discourse, and how James Paul D describes discourse, big D discourse, as a community, and how that's like the primary discourse is the community you're born into, and so like it's your identity. And so I talked about how I was born a female, and so I fit into the female community, and I was born in America, and I fit into the American community. And then I also brought up James Paul G's secondary discourse, which is communities you pick. And so that is, like, I'm a Ball State student, and so I chose to go to Ball State. I chose to further my education. So that's secondary discourse for me in my life, and I like that I involved my life in it instead of just spewing a bunch of facts into my paper. What is the point you're trying to argue? The point I was trying to make in my third paragraph was the difference between primary and secondary discourse, and I feel like the easiest way for me to understand that was how I gave examples. How do you prove your point? I proved my point by giving you examples. And then why did you choose to prove your point this way? I chose to prove my point this way because I knew that that's how I understood it, and I can write better if I understand what I'm talking about. Could you have argued this point in another way? I could have used James Paul G's, like, examples and scenarios, but James Paul G is one confusing dude, so I did not. And I just used my own. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with me coming up with my own examples. So, I think that's it.